the evil rats, the shark that escaped from jail, and the one-eyed baron against a bunch of dolls, and
The good news, he should recover by tomorrow morning. He just ended up seeing a horrible movie.
He's got a really big personality. He's as mad as a hatter. He keeps talking about Atlantis, of mermaids, of conquering the world.
for the rest of your life. And then there's this rapping shark who takes out the bathysphere because he hates yellow, even though he's wearing yellow. Let's finally wrap up this madness with the third and final animated Titanic movie. You already know my thoughts and everyone else's. They're horrendous, dumb, and completely outrageous. While the one with the rapping dog is a total ripoff of Cinderella and American Tail and other Disney and Don Bluth films, the other one with the giant octopus was far worse for a stupid explanation that nobody died on the sinking of the Titanic and was all set up by some evil jail sharks and a bad guy who wears an eye patch because he's evil, who wants to go whale hunting. And just when you think it doesn't take you down the rabbit hole even deeper, this one somehow got itself a follow-up. But this is not just the worst animated Titanic movie ever, but it is also, hands down, the worst anime sequel ever made. Welcome to another episode of the Wonder Reviews. Insert Titanic joke here. This is Tentacolino. Judging by its English title, In Search of the Titanic, you'd think the movie is going to be about our heroes from the last film going on an adventure to find the sunken ship. Well, big shock, that is not the focus. In fact, there isn't any focus at all. After their bathysphere gets attacked by sharks because their leader hates yellow, just roll with it. A group of mermaids and mermen rescues them and head on over to, what else? Atlantis! Because, you know, Titanic and Atlantis share the same historic timeline together. But it gets even more insane. Elizabeth and the gang are told that they had to drink the elixir of life in order to breathe underwater, but they can't go back to the surface world. But that's okay because they're actually cool with it. I'm serious, that's really their reaction.
From now on, Atlantis will be your home, and you will not be able to leave it ever again.
On the contrary, it's better that we were told about the situation right away.
Yeah, forget Elizabeth's dad or the grandfather's kids and their other families and friends in the surface. Let's be held hostage. Yet that's still not enough to jump the sharks, where there's all these living toys, evil minds that want the elixir to rule the world, and a grand battle against the evil mice, the sharks, and the Baron's henchmen. Oh my god! Did anybody look back at the first movie and think about fixing anything? Well, it doesn't matter. There is no continuity or consistency in this sequel. There are no connections to the Legend of Titanic besides bringing back the main cast, and just like before, it has nothing to do with the actual historic event. But they still make no sense. The dog who never talks to the humans can now speak freely to them. A few of the characters have their name changed, like Tentacles as Audie, and he can barely lift anything despite he tried to put the ship back together that one time. For a sequel that's sort of called In Search of the Titanic, we never see anyone looking for it. It only appears in the end, but they don't really focus on it a lot. And no, it's not about Tentacles either, because he's barely in the movie. I've seen a lot of insanity filled with jail sharks and a dog singing Party Time, but I already lost it when it has a movie filled with mermaids and Atlantis. Let's be honest, we all knew these characters don't do anything new or have an important role in the movie. Even with the new ones, no one is even likable, and they only serve one purpose. The octopus only appears in the beginning and the end. Elizabeth and Don Juan are still the generic lovers that really don't do anything here. Smile, who never talks to the humans in the first movie, somehow decides to talk to them anyway, and the only new feature we got from him is that he's got a girlfriend. You also got the mice, the sharks, and the barons that are just in the movie, while Connor wears the Titanic hat to make sure it's a Titanic movie. With the new characters, they offer us nothing and don't bother to give us any answers on what is going on. The king of Atlantis is just the bland leader where he and the lovers just let the animals do all the heavy lifting on this stupid battle. Pingo is the annoying comic relief along with that red dolphin, lightning stingray, and that rock chair. And the Rat Emperor is the villain that has some sort of prejudice against the Atlanteans and wants to steal the elixir that will somehow help them rule the world. As for the rest, they only appear in 1 or 2 scenes, but they serve absolutely nothing, never to be seen again. For example, there's this Sky Doll that has this curse that really doesn't make sense. He was given to a girl and he was forced to wear this wig, even though he can just take it off whenever he wants. Yeah, this is an offensive stereotype. And so are the rat minions. And I also have to point out that the acting is terrible, and they're not even hiding that the mice don't share the same accent as the other movie.
And do you think it'll make us just like you now?
I have heard a lot of old sailors' tales about you.
Don't worry, Cop. I'm as quick and as sure-footed and nimble as the best of them. Great running.
No matter how many characters they try to cram in, there's a 100% chance that you won't find an actual character. Okay, let's see what we got so far. We got a story in a nutshell, generic and painful characters. What else am I missing? Oh yeah, the animation. I know this movie is pretty much a straight-to-video movie, but this animation is about as bad as all the other stuff I mentioned in this review. Give The Legend of the Titanic some credit, it at least looked kinda decent. I mean, it still has some bad lip-syncing, but the art style is not that bad. Not extravaganza, but passable. This new style just doesn't even care. The backgrounds are just boring to look at by making Atlantis this generic underwater city, and the ocean an empty void. They even tried to add in some CGI that look really fake and belong on either a CD-ROM game or a screensaver. The character designs and movements are the worst by having some choppy animation, lack of facial expressions, they didn't even fix the lip movements, and they never match what the characters are saying.
Amazing! This is such great news! At last, we've got a reason to party!
They even raised some questions about their looks and concepts. Why does Pingo have a spring attached to him? Why is the Atlantean nurse a cowgirl? How can some clams and jellyfish form a telegraphic message? The worst part about it is that it keeps repeating the same animation frame whenever a musical number occurs or during the tedious battle against the barren sharks and mice. The animation is so lazy, I can tell the animators were fed up with these animated Titanic movies. Yes, this is a musical, even though there are only 3 original songs in this movie. Even though they're at a minimal, the songs are just terrible. Almost all of them are poorly modernized music, and one song is pretty outdated. There's a rapping star because it wants to have a competition with the rapping dog from the other film.
Yo, 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 look at my teeth. They're so sharp and white and neat. They bring on fear and even some terror. Once they should, I make no error.
Pingo's song is this painful classical song that shifts itself into techno.
Water is fresh, you can swim around at the fish hotel. It's a real cool sound.
And One More Night is this forgettable melody that only appears in the end.
One more night to love you again. One more time to relive my dreams.
These musical numbers are cringeworthy to sit through. The lyrics are poorly written, some of them are hard to make out what they're saying, and they keep repeating the same animation to kill time. There's nothing left to say about the songs. They're bad and a complete waste of time. And there you have it, folks. The worst anime sequel ever created. Tentacolino, or In Search of the Titanic, is just horrible and the worst out of all the animated Titanic movies. The writing is unspeakable and insane. The characters are annoying and stereotypical. The animation is super lazy, and the songs share the same notes as scratching the chalkboard. Please, whatever you do, do not go watch this movie. And before I can make another recommendation, yes, it's going down to the flames of failure. That's where it belongs and should stay down there. All I can say is I'm glad I'm done with these movies. They're far too stupid to exist. But if you don't believe me or anyone else on the internet that all this exists and is really insane, then try seeing it at your own risk. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to read a book or watch an educational program. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe me for a new review and other project every week. I'll see you soon.